Hey everyone, it's Klauz, and today we have a tier list video, another tier list. I know. The reason I'm doing a lot of these is because there's a lot of stuff going on, so we get something popping out, a nice video. You can hear my voice, all fun stuff. But it's not like super high effort. I've also been working on the other Minecraft battle royales, and it's taken a while. It's hard work getting them done, but yeah, we have a tier list, and we're going to be talking about the legendary heroes in Fire Emblem Heroes, all the characters that have legendary versions, and specifically those legendary versions. So this time, well, first off, I'm using a different tier. I'm on the face stuff, so go check it out. It has a lot of good stuff. You have a summon simulator, you have unit builders, it's good stuff. And also this time, instead of going through them, like adding them as we go, I just have them all lined out right here. So you can see broken, great, good, useful, bad. Pretty self-explanatory what each of those mean. So I guess let's just start, and I'll go along with why I put them here. If you disagree with anything, just let me know, and I'll talk about it. I did it in my Shadows of Legend tier list, so yeah. So first we have broken, the broken tier. To be in broken, you obviously have to be good, but you have to be better than good. You have to be a step up. You have to be able to do something that anyone else can't just do easily in the game, and something has to be fairly insane. So, or just an insane unit. Yeah. So that's what we have in the broken tier. And these are ordered within tiers. So let's go through them. One thing you'll notice is they're all male, which is funny because usually the males don't get the good stuff. But they're all male here. So number one, Chrom. The legendary Chrom has been out for over a year now, but I still think he's one of the top. He might be the best unit in the game. Arguably with some of these other ones, maybe like Brave Edelgard, stuff like that, Ceros. So yeah, I think he's broken. And there's a lot of reasons. I think he has one of the highest base attack stats in the game. I think he's tied with like Edelgard here and Lena here. I think he's tied with them. But he also has good defense. And he is decent in other stats except speed. So just right out of the box he's good. Because he comes with the close counter, he comes with the lull attack and stuff. But then there's more to him than that. His bow's not super complex, but it just works well. He has armor effectiveness, and he has a reposition skill that he can use. He can use it and then go and attack. So, and that's pretty good. So he can reposition someone in, can go and attack, someone else can go attack something else, all that nice stuff. And so yeah, he's good out of the box, and he would still be in the broken tier if he was good out of the box. That's another thing I want to consider. Out of the box usefulness versus investment. Obviously, if they come with good stuff, that's good, but if you can build them better, it's not as good. Because you could build anyone good, even like the worst ones. But yeah, if they come out good, that's good already. But if they need some other stuff to be good, I wouldn't rate as high. But if you have things you can put on them, and they benefit from it, that's good too. So you understand what I'm saying. Also, this is mostly a player phase, all modes, ether raids, arena, general use. It's just general use really, but mostly player phase. We'll take enemy phase into account too, though. We're not more like player control, I guess. Okay, back to Chrom. If you make Chrom the speed build, he's unstoppable. He's basically unstoppable. Because I know there's units like Echidna, common units like her who can stop her, who are green, who you think you can stop, but no. He can outspeed them, and that's it. He loses close counter if you go for this build usually, but still, it's Chrom. And also he has a high scoring movement skill. I don't know if it's the high scoring assist possible, but yeah, we'll put Chrom here. I think that's a good spot for him. Next up we have Sigurd. So Sigurd just came out recently, and I didn't want to overrate him or put him too high, but I didn't want to put him too low either. But I think second's a good place. So right away, basically his base kit's perfect. There's not much room for improvement there besides like giving him reposition, I guess. Yeah, because he has high attack and defense. He's decent in everything else. And he also has the damage reduction, so he could just take hits. He's pretty good at that. But what makes Sigurd so good is he grants +1 movement to your entire team when a special triggers. That's the entire team has +1 movement. I think it's throughout the whole turn, but I'm not sure. And I'm pretty sure this is the only way you can get some, like the ranged calves. Like, well, you see Leaf here, or of course Reinhardt. I think it's the only way to get them +1 movement, and he gives that to your entire team for 1 turn. And he has +1 movement at the start. Nobody else can do that, and that is so insane that we have that. Like, he's so good, and he's hard to kill. So I think this is a good spot for him right in the broken tier. Maybe he would go down a little, but I still think he's definitely belongs in the tier where he is. Next we got Dimitri. So I don't actually have all these units, Dimitri being one of them, but I've seen him and he's just... how do you deal with him? If he has distant counter, if he's Mercy +10, if he's +speed, he's another unkillable unit basically. There's some who can do it, like we have Celica here, she might be able to do it. But even with just normally, you can slap distant counter on him, and he's basically unstoppable. He's just an insane unit who is just a beast to deal with. So yeah, Dimitri is in the top. Next, I think there's a gap between these three and the other two, but I still think they're pretty good. Klauz. Klauz's a bowflyer, which is really good because we don't really have many good bowflyers besides Brave Klauz. But he's more player phase, and I feel like Brave Klauz's more enemy phase. With Legendary Klauz, he's good at killing, but then what makes him good is the gravity and the damage reduction. So I think how it works is if he attacks you, then he gets his damage reduction, and then the next turn, if you attack him, the first phase, he gets it back. That's pretty good. I don't know what else to say about him. Other than that. The easiest way to kill him is to, of course, initiate on him before he initiates on you. That can be tricky at some times, especially if you're dealing with someone like a Dancer, or if you have Sigurd, because then he'll get more movement. Yeah, I think Klauz's pretty much good. And since this is mostly a player usage tier list, I'll put him in broken. And then there's Leaf. Leaf can be taken down by a decent amount of units fairly easily, but just having someone who can attack twice with strong attack on both phases. He has decent defenses, but not amazing, and he has his Gale Force, his unique Gale Force. That's low turn cooldown. And he also comes with the S Shrink, which is really good on like multi-map battles and stuff. So I think Leaf's probably good to put in here. He's not as bad to fight against for sure. But yeah, I think Leaf's good here. He's also a very good user of like close counter bandage strats. So yeah, we'll put him there. So now we have the Great tier, which is a little bit of a step down, but they're all still really good units. And if you have anyone of them, you're going to be very happy. You're going to be a very happy Fire Emblem Heroes player. So first off is Azura. So there's definitely a point in time in which Azura would be in the top, but there's so many units who make her not redundant, but it's not as much. Like Sigurd grants the +1 movement, and you have skills that grant the +1 movement. It's not super hard to do and give everyone a buff. No one does it as well as she does, but if you have like, usually you're going to be applying +6 to everyone, so there's that. And then there's also like the existence of lull skills and stuff, which make her a little bit weaker. But still, she's definitely a great unit. I'm not going to say she's bad or anything. There's just other things that can do what she does. She still does it really good. And she's a Dancer, so that makes it unpredictable. But as I said, this is mostly going to be a player usage tier list. She's might be one of the few units who's better in enemy, but well, she's still a great unit. Definitely looking to get an Azura if you want her. Then we have Lilina. So Lilina's good. She has her role as magic nuker. She's basically Horse Ophelia without the investment that you need to make Ophelia really good. She has a 1 cooldown special, and she has one of the highest attack, like I said with Chrom, one of the highest attacks in the game, I believe. So we'll put her there, and she can also be used as a res tank, I think, but I've never gone that. I've only just started using her. She is a unit I have, but I haven't used her very much yet. But I think she's great. The only thing is there's definitely a few weaknesses. If you have a high res blue unit, there's not really much you can do. Like I have a Fiora with Distant Ward who can tank her usually, but you have other options like there's Micaiah for sure, and then even probably like low rarity options like Ileana I feel will do well as well. So yeah, Ileana's definitely good, but I don't. There's definitely some easy counters to her. And then Corrin. Corrin's good too. She's probably like the best at the damage reduction specials. She definitely took Fjorm out and I guess Saber as well. Not much to say about her. I guess she's weak to dragons, but she's not like. There's nothing amazing about her. If you don't have Corrin, you're not really missing out on too much, but she's still really solid to have, and you definitely want her. And she has high stats as well. I'm not sure what else to say about Corrin really, but yeah, we'll put her there. Next we have Selka and Alm. We could talk about them both because they do basically the same things. They're fast units, strong units who target res and defense. They deal true damage equal to a quarter of the foe's resistance or defense. I'm giving Selka the edge here though, and there's a few reasons. It would make sense to put Alm in front because you're definitely going to deal with more high defense units. But I think what gives Selka the edge to me, one, she has built-in, both with her PRF skill, she has built-in Desperation and not follow-up. Alm does come with non follow-up, but he's not going to have Desperation, so it's not as good, I would say. And it's also better than having like a PRF special, I feel. I hope PRF specials are not that great. I mean, they're cool and all, but they're not that great. And then the other thing about Selka, well, one, she doesn't have as many hard counters as Alm does. Basically, you put any of the Leons in front of Alm, it probably won't go too well, especially Fallen Leon. And then Selka is much better. She's really good against Brave Hector, who is one of the biggest threats in the game, one of the best units that your enemy team would have in, like, arena or ether raids. She can definitely take him out if she's in the desperation range. So she deals with the meta threats more well. I also said Chrom before, probably Dimitri as well. I think I said Dimitri before, but probably Chrom as well. And there are probably a lot of units on this list. And even Dusel. She's good at Dusel. Alm just it's not as hard of a counter, so I put it a bit behind, but they're very similar, both really good. They're both nice units to have. Then we have Edelgard, another great unit. She's good because she can triple Gale Force, but that's really it. There's hard counters to her. If you build a strong red unit, you can be fine. And another thing I think you might want to do with Edelgard is, one thing I saw is give someone have a Brave Axe, and I think that's pretty good. She does lose out on stats, but she hits twice, so she's not really losing out that much. But yeah, Legendary Edelgard, one of the best Gale Forces in the game because she can move 3 times in 1 turn. And she comes with Armored Stride, so that's good. So yeah, Edelgard's right there. Next we have Julia. I think she's not the oldest. Azura's the oldest here. Yeah, but Julia is one of the older ones on this list. Looks like, yeah, only Azura and Alm are older than her, I think. But yeah, she's just a solid blue mage. She's another counter to Lilina, like I was talking about before. Yeah, not much to say about Julia. Solid unit, pick her up. Next we have the good tier. So this is where things start getting not as good. They're all pretty handy units, but you're not going to miss out on too much if you don't have them. They don't have amazing usage. But yeah, they're good. They're good. I'll say they're good. So first we have Seliph. Seliph just doesn't do anything to insane to put him high up. I don't think he comes with damage reductions. He can make follow-up attacks, but he can also heal himself, but he would get shut down by no follow-up. I think so, probably. And Stuff like Fatal Smoke as well. Or wait, what do you get? I don't know. I don't know how Fatal Smoke works really. But yeah, Celis just not. He's not bringing anything that useful to the table, so I just put him in good. I don't really have him, but I remember a lot of people were disappointed with him. Elwood is another unit I don't have, but he seems to be okay. He seems like a good support unit. He has his Death Blow. I think he gives bonus doubler. Yeah, not much to say about Elwood, but seems decent enough. Next we have Ryoma and Gunthra, so I am gonna be including the fact that they're getting the remix. Ryoma's also getting his Refined, but we don't know what that is as the time I'm recording this. Of course, when I put this out, there's probably going to be people who know it, because people will stumble upon it at some point in the future. So yeah, but Ryoma, I think Ryoma and Gunthra are getting good upgrades. I'm not too sure what's happening to Gunthra. I think it's pretty good though. So I put it here because it seemed decent enough. She can kill units, I think, pretty easily, other units. But I'm really happy with what they're doing with Ryoma, because they're giving him damage reduction, they're giving him true damage, they're giving him immunity against flyers. It's really solid. He's going to be a good flying enemy phaser. Maybe like a worse Altina without the brave weapons. Yeah, Ryoma's pretty good. I like what they did with him. And Gunthra, I think Gunthra fans are happy. So I think they're happy right now. So yeah, well, she's right there. Next we got Hector. He's a strong armored unit, so that's pretty good. Comes with distant counter. Doesn't really offer anything that amazing, so we'll put him in good. But yeah, he's right there. Good unit. Lucina definitely got outplayed by Chrom because he has the reposition. Reposition is definitely better than the swap skill Lucina comes with. She doesn't have that high of an attack stat or anything, so yeah, she's not as important as she was, but yeah, she's still pretty good. Being able to move around like the way she does, pretty useful, but she can definitely like die. And then Roy, I put here as well. I looked him up. He didn't really seem useful, but he does have distant counter and dragon effectiveness in his weapon, so we'll put him in good. That's not bad, especially with decent stats. So he'll go right there in good. And then we have the useful tier. So from this point out, I don't have many of these units. I don't have that many in the first place. I think I probably have like around half. But useful, I did look up. Everyone did some research, and this is who I put in useful. Erica's first. She's not like super strong or anything, but she can deal some damage with the her. I think it's the lunar brace or the solar brace. It's one of them. Everyone has the other one. She can deal some nice damage with that. So that's pretty good, Erica. You do that. But there's a lot of other water legendaries that, like, all the water legendaries are still good. There's 3 of them in the top tier. So I don't think she's amazing or anything. She's still okay though. There's a use for her. Martha's just like a speedy sword. We have a lot of those. He is a really good dragon killer, but dragons aren't that big a deal. And I mean, someone like Saros might still be better anyways, because I mean, Saros is the biggest dragon killer right now. Reed, I don't really know anything about him, but he seems okay. He has distant counter with him. He has a okay PRF skill. But even like someone like Seleth, I put ahead of him, and especially with Sigurd now too. Sword calves, you got to do something nice with the sword calf. Tiki, which just looks like an armored unit that can't do too much. You know, just get an armor effectiveness, and she's armor and dragon, so it's 2 effectiveness in 1. And I've never found her annoying at all, really. And Ephraim just doesn't seem very good to me. I don't really know. I guess he's okay. The Lance Cav is like, there's a lot of generic Lance Cavs. He's not one of them. I think he has some stuff to him, so he'll be a little bit above, but he's not that good. So finally we have the bad tier, and there's 4 here. So let's get into them. There's Robin or Grima. She's better than the other ones because she's a colorless dragon, and there's just not many of those, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I think she neutralizes like effective against flying, but not the dragon. One of them, I think. But also the skill she comes with, like they give her cancel affinity, and her A slot's taking out. A slot's usually the most important, and she's not really that strong anyways. And there's a bunch of other dragons around, so yeah, she's really not that good, unfortunately. And then Fjorm, I think Fjorm's easier to deal with, easier to make good than the others, which puts her above, but they're really not, she's really not good. She's been power creeped to death, so yeah, Fjorm's bad. Ice Mirror was not very good, it's just like a slight upgrade. And it's basically the same thing with Ike. I think he's supposed to be like res-based sword infantry, but he does not have the high res. That's what they're trying to make him. He doesn't really have high enough speed either to make use of it. And it's good that he has this Ether skill, Radiant Ether too, but it's not really that useful. I guess maybe if you give him a special spiral, but you need to give him special spiral then, so there's that. And then Lynn, there's nothing to say about Lynn, she's awful. Her skills just don't work together, and she does not have good stats except for like speed. And that's the thing. You know, people do say speed is the most important stat, but if you don't have any other stats, it's just, you need to have other stats to make speed be good. I will say one more thing about Ike though, he's getting refined soon. So they could make him good based on that. So, but anyways, that's the tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, like I said in the beginning, there's been some low effort content recently, but it's all I've been able to do, so we're working on stuff. Hopefully we'll get some nicer things coming out soon though. And I hope you enjoyed this. I will make some more as things get updated. We might get more refines, but we'll definitely get more remixes, and of course we'll get new legendary heroes. Probably maybe like October I'll do another one. We'll have 3 new additions, and some units could get like power corrupt, so maybe we'll do a mythic tier list as well. But let me know what else you guys want to see. And thanks for watching this far. If you've watched this far, make sure to subscribe. We're nearing 100 subs right now, which is pretty insane. I think I just got a bunch randomly. It was from a bot. I don't know how to bot, so I don't know how it happens, but I didn't ask for this, but I'm still kind of happy. And also like the video, leave some comments. We do have a chance to reach my goal of hitting 250 subscribers by the fall. So but we gotta make things work. You guys gotta help me out. But thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.